Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we will learn how to add monday.com items for BigCommerce order. So now let's suppose that whenever you receive a new order in your BigCommerce account, then with the details received, you want to create it as an item in monday.com. So to integrate both of these applications, we will be using Pabbly Connect, where our trigger application will be BigCommerce and our action application will be monday.com. So to learn how we will integrate these applications, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to add monday.com items for BigCommerce order. So let's assume that whenever a new order is placed in your BigCommerce account, then automatically with the details received, you want to add it as an item in monday.com. So here we are going to share the order details from BigCommerce to monday.com. And to integrate these applications, we will be using Pabbly Connect. So if you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in. But if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up tab, and at the time of account creation, you will get 100 tasks for free. So now as an existing user, I will sign in. Now we have arrived on our all applications page. We will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach our dashboard. So we have arrived on our dashboard, and these are some existing workflows. To create a new workflow, we will be clicking on this create workflow button on the right hand side. And now in this dialog box, we need to give a name to our workflow, and I have named it as add monday.com item for BigCommerce order. Now I will click on create. So now we have reached to an important page where trigger and action are the two most important principles of Pabbly Connect to perform any integration and automation. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So now moving on to our trigger window. Over here, as a title suggests, that is to add monday.com item for BigCommerce order. So over here in our trigger application, we will be searching for BigCommerce, and here it is. And now we need to select the trigger event, and clicking on this drop down list, I will be using the event as new order created. That means it will start working whenever a new order will be placed. We need to create a connection between BigCommerce and Pabbly Connect. So now clicking on this connect, you can see either you can add an existing connection if you have, or you can easily add a new connection. So I will click on this add new connection. And now you can see in this new connection name, we need to mention the client ID, access token, and the store hash key. So now where we will find these? So read this procedure carefully, as it will help you to get the client ID, access token, and store hash key. So now we need to go to our BigCommerce account. So taking you there. And now we will go to the settings part. We will scroll little down, and now in the API section, we will be selecting the store level API accounts. So now you can see this is an existing API account. To create a new API account, on the right hand side, we will click on this button, and now this token type is already given. We can give a name. I have named it as monday.com and BigCommerce. And now you can see the API path. Now moving on to auth scopes. Which API resources does your app or integration require access to? So now you need to change the auth scopes over here as written in the instructions. So I'm going to change this content as modify, customers as modify, then going to information and settings, marketing, orders. Scrolling down, we will be going to products. And as per my use case, I will be using some extra as carts. Now I will click on the save button. You can see I have got the client ID, the access token. So now I will copy this client ID and go back to Pabbly Connect. I will paste the client ID, and now the access token was also given. So going back to BigCommerce, copying the access token. Now you will need the store hash key. Read this instruction carefully. That says you can find the store hash key in the path URL. So this here is my hash key. I will copy this and go back to Pabbly Connect, and I will paste it over here. And now I will click on save. So now you can see BigCommerce and Pabbly Connect is successfully integrated. So now if I will click on this save and send test request, here you can see it is waiting for the response. So let us do a sample order submission in our BigCommerce account. So let me take you to my BigCommerce account again. And now we will go to products. So you can see these are the products in the store, and I've already added a product in my cart. I will straight away take you to my cart and check out. Here it is. So now you can see it is a mobile phone and the cost is 7,500. Now I will click on checkout. So now I need to mention the mail. Here it is. I will click on continue. And now I need to give the shipping details. I have mentioned the address, city, country, and the postal code also. Now I will go to continue. So over here, I will be adding a dummy card number. Now I will click on place order. So now you can see it says thank you demo. Your order number is 104. That means our purchase was successful. So let us go back to Pabbly Connect and see the response captured. So here in the response, we have received the store ID, scope, producer, the hash key, data type, that is order, data ID, that is 104, and the time it was created at. So now you can see that we have not received the customer's data, the email, and the address where the order has to placed, and not even the product that was ordered. So we are going to use the data ID over here to get all those details. First of all, click on this plus button and choose your action application as BigCommerce. Here it is. And the action event will be get order by ID. So now I will click on connect. Now you're using BigCommerce for the second time, so you don't need to add a new connection. You can go with the existing connection and click on save. So now we need to enter the order ID, but we are going to map it over here so that every time a new order is received over here as a trigger response, then that order ID will change, and that has to be updated here as well. So rather than typing it manually, we are taking from the response. Here it is. Now we will click on save and send test request. So over here you can see the order ID and at what date it was created. You can see the amount of payment, and scrolling down you can also see the other details like the address and the city and the billing address. But still now what is missing? You can see the product source and the product URL, but you cannot see what is the product name. So for that we will be clicking on this plus button again, and we will be selecting our application as BigCommerce over here again. Selecting the action event, we will scroll down and we will select get product by order ID as our action event. Now click on connect. So we will go with the existing connection and click on save. So now we again need to map the order ID, that was 104. Here it is. We have mapped it. Now click on save and send test request. So now in the response, you can see the name of the product along with the price. Moving on to our next action application, that is monday.com. Here it is. Now I will click on connect and I will select the action event as to create an item. Now I will click on connect. So over here, if you have an existing connection, you can go with it or add a new connection. So now it is asking you for a token. So you can read these steps carefully. Over here on the right hand side where our picture displays. So now click on this and now we will go to administration. After going there, we will go to API and you can see the personal API token given over here. We will copy this and we will go back to Pabbly Connect and we will be pasting it over here. Now we will click on save. So you can see it is also connected. Now there are some details required like board, group, item name. So now what we will do is, let me take you back to my monday.com account. Here you can see integration and monday.com are two boards that I've created before. If you want to create a new board, you can click to this plus button and you can go to new board and create a new board for yourself. So I will be using this monday.com board which is already existing before. So now over here you can see the item name and address. So now let us go back to Pabbly Connect and over here you can see that my board is selected as monday.com and the group name is item for BigCommerce. So where you can see the group name, going back to monday.com, you can see this is the group name, that is item for BigCommerce, which is already added in the group part. Now we need to mention the item name. So from our previous response in get product by order ID, we will click on this and now in the name section, you can find the mobile name as. Now moving on to name, over here I will go to the BigCommerce get order by ID response and we will scroll down. You can see the first name demo and entering the last name user. So now if you want to mention the name person ID or the name team ID, you can mention that as well in a use case. And now we need to enter the address. So we will again go to BigCommerce get order by ID response. Let us scroll down. It's 123 ABC Road. And now we will be selecting the city. Here it is. Now we will click on save and send test request. And then we will go to our monday.com account to see whether this is added as an item or not. So over here you can see the responses received to us, the data create item ID is given to us and the account ID is also created. So let us go to monday.com and check it. Now you can see the item, name and address. So that means it is added as an item over here in monday.com and this integration was successful. Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.